killer!
What's up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Rat2501 here. I found this video, and this looked like something I really needed to do. Okay, this is the art of the subclass, and this is pretty recent. This is by El Maxo. Okay, I've never done this stuff before, but this seemed interesting. And he's talking about the TF2 subclasses, so I thought, hey, why the hell not? You know, check him out. So let's see what he's got for us, and go.
Demo man. You get to spam stickies at the choke, set up traps, connect clutch pipes, and bottle enemies who get too close to
He is very drunk.
Also,
yeah, Demo night.
heavy weapons guy. You get to mow down waves of enemies, eat a tasty little sandwich, and hold the front line. But also,
Fat Scout. Damn. Ooh.
These two fine gentlemen are an example of a subclass, which is basically a way of adding extra gameplay variety.
Yeah, but the Fat Scout is less something that's official and more something that was invented.
Making a 10th class when you could just give a sword and shield to some crippling alcoholic that's already in your game. I mean, A, it's way funnier if you do that. B, it's probably more time and cost effective from a developer's standpoint. And C, it's way funnier. All the subclasses which have come into popularity are a bit of a wacky bunch, but they do show us a lot about TF2 as a game. So come along with me. It's time we meet the gang.
Demo Knight, yeah, that's like the standard.
Demo Knight is the quintessential subclass. We transform this projectile-based, area denial-focused explosives man into a literal knight. That means no more laying sticky traps because we are slashing and dashing our way to the Holy Land. Instead of running that lame old sticky bomb launcher, we are blessed with the choice of 3 shields that let us charge down our enemies head on. One makes us more tanky, one does more damage on collision, and one lets us change direction a bit better when we charge. And when I say a bit better, I mean holy shit, we can do stuff like this. The key to becoming a good Demo Knight is learning how to force the 1v1s you want to take, because as soon as you find yourself up against multiple opponents who are bouncing you around with explosives and bullets, you're not gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
So you have to treat yourself like an assassin, preying on lone targets like snipers and medics, who aren't really expecting a drunk Irishman to collide with them at max.
And
hey, hold on, El Maxo, you're getting a little carried away. What's a knight without his sword? I mean, I could give you the full rundown on the benefits and disadvantages of each one, but no. Just use the Eyelander. Every kill you get with this thing rewards you with a little extra health and a little extra speed, which quite quickly lets us snowball into an absolute killing machine. At 4 heads, our health increases up to 235, and our movement speed reaches 136%, aka we're now faster than the Scout. We can hunt enemies down better, survive more damage, and retreat in an instant if things get a little too hot. I mean, the only downside of getting this quick is that when you do eventually die and respawn, it feels like you've had your kneecaps forcibly removed with how slow you maneuver them. Now, unfortunately, being limited exclusively to melee combat does mean we run into some problems. Pyros are your new worst enemy, as that whole air blast thing kinda prevents you from playing the game. Don't even get me started on sentry guns, which deny you from accessing entire portions of the map. You also have to forfeit the sticky bomb launcher, which, if you ask me, is pretty much the strongest weapon in the game, meaning you are way less consistent and much more unpredictable in how well you perform. But that's kinda why Demo Knight is so fun. Sometimes you'll die on repeat at a choke point, and other times you get that snowball rolling straight into a godlike kill streak. It's crazy, it's chaotic, it's Demo Knight.
Battle Engine, this is another official
Engineer is an inherently defensive class. The sentries stop enemies from moving forward, his dispensers provide a place of safety for his team, and his teleporters get people back to this safe haven even faster. He carves out the battlefield and dictates the flow of the
provided
game.
that people help you!
By swapping out your wrench for the gunslinger, you trade the ability to construct upgradable sentries for little baby ones. They do have less health and do less damage compared to a normal sentry gun, but they also cost less metal to make and build really quickly, which makes them a lot more versatile. They're great for area denial, good at chunking down opponents from range, they can be a good distraction in the middle of combat, and if you're truly an evil person, you can also use the Wrangler, which gives you manual control of your sentry, along with a faster firing rate and shield that triples its effective health.
It makes them
not
very
really surprising that these little dudes don't have the best reputation amongst the community, because they are annoying as fuck to deal with. Like,
and then you've got your shotgun, usually the Widowmaker.
And one-shot them from across the map, but if you just want to play something like Scout or Pyro, who have the effective range of a T-Rex in a boxing ring, but that's a bit more of a challenge. But some of the time you're going to be all out of metal, or won't have enough time to put down a mini. What do we do then? You gotta go gamer mode with the shotgun. It doesn't really matter which one you decide to choose. Ignore the Thompson, because they all pretty much do the same thing if you can manage to aim your crosshair good. There's just something so
but people like the Widowmaker because it reloads. You don't have to ever reload it.
You, the battle engineer, in a 1v1. No! You may lose the safety and nurturing love of a level 3 sentry when you adopt the battle engineer lifestyle, but goddamn does it feel good.
Ooh, he got lucky with that crit. Pybro. Okay, that's not exactly a subclass. It's just a
playstyle to become their own subclass. But with the Pybro, it's a little less obvious. Now, of course, there are some fundamentals. You gotta help your Engie, you gotta spy check, you gotta reflect, and you gotta remove sappers. You basically become your engineer's bitch and help him keep things under control, which is a noble cause. Don't get me wrong, but you're probably not gonna see the Pybro with the crazy amount of kills at the top of the scoreboard. The only thing you have to
I don't know, man. People constantly coming for that Engie.
To swap your melee weapon to either the Homewrecker or the Neon Annihilator, which both grant you with the ability to remove sappers, but even that's not really a necessity. As long as you do a good enough job of scaring off sneaky Frenchmen with your flamethrower, your engineers should be fine to remove sappers by themselves. So that makes Pyro more of a mentality, which means you're a bunch more adaptable depending on the situation. Are there 6 spies giving your poor engineer living hell as he tries to keep his nest up? Well, that might be a good time to stop destroying enemy gamers on the front line and going back to help your Engie instead. You can't really say the same thing about Demo Knighters. If you see a bunch of enemies clumped up together asking to have some sticky spammed at them, you're out of luck until you go back to spawn and swap off your shield. This leaves more room for playstyle diversity within the Pyro subclass. So you can effectively use almost any of the flamethrowers, any of the secondaries, and
I don't really call that a subclass, it's just a playstyle,
I mean, you probably don't want to use something like the Phlogistinator because you can't really reflect incoming projectiles.
See, that is a subclass.
But at the end of
that's
the day,
a subclass when you're using the Flog, because you're basically a super offensive Pyro.
When we incorporate mentality into this discussion, because it opens the floodgates for a whole bunch of new potential subclasses, and actually kind of leads us nicely into our next friend.
Okay, once again, not a subclass.
The hoovy kind of transcends TF2 itself. It's almost this universal symbol of peace and love. I mean, if I saw some absolute fatty crouching in a corner spamming Pootis with some cute cosmetics and a tasty looking sandwich, how can I ever choose violence? He is what the TF2 community refers to as a friendly, meaning he doesn't have any interest in actually playing the game and killing other gamers, he just wants to conga around 2 for it. Now, I will add a slight disclaimer here because, yes, they won't go out of their way to kill people, but if someone has the audacity to inflict even a single point of damage on a hoovy, they live to regret being brought into existence. And to be honest, there isn't much past that to tell you. They don't really interact with the game, so I can't really unpack any of the nuances behind hoovy besides the arc of their sandwich drop or their TTS. For any new viewers, TTS is not text-to-speech, it's actually time to slur, where you can calculate how quickly a hoovy will commit a verbal hate crime in text chat after a non-friendly decides to kill them for no reason.
Usually 3 seconds.
It's a beautiful subclass, and even though they don't really do anything, it says a lot about TF2 and its casual appeal. I mean,
a bunch of hoovies in their natural habitat on 2 for it.
For so long. Yeah, actually I think that's everyone. I can't really think of any other super popular subclasses that people like to play. I think we're...
There you go. See, trolldier. See, that's another one because it actually comes into existence via an actual weapon.
Massive splash damage. Yeah, no. Say goodbye to that and hello to the rocket jumper.
Yeah.
AKA the
see,
rocket launcher,
the man-treads, the rocket jumper. Dude, see, it's obviously in the game.
High tower's proverbial rock, trolldier is a subclass which is all about market guarding, which is basically a mechanic where you can hit guaranteed crits on an enemy as long as you rocket jump.
That was actually
You're basically transformed into this highly mobile melee assassin who can quickly dive in, smite down some poor soul, and then jump right out like nothing happened. Now, of course, that's not to say it's easy. It's actually really fucking hard. You first have to master rocket jumping, which is complicated enough, and then on top of that, you have to learn how to land in an optimal position near your opponent and time the swing of your market gardener so that it registers that beautiful crit for a quick kill. I feel like I somewhat owe it to every soldier main who has graced this platform to get some quality market gardens in the background footage, but unfortunately, I'm not good. I may have hundreds and hundreds of hours on soldier, but my forefathers will be disappointed to hear that I never learned how to get good at the whole market gardening thing. It's probably one of the hardest mechanics to learn in the game because you have to be very good at doing a bunch of different things all at once. Meaning anyone
Dude,
who's
I
able
have
to
seen some
consistently do
trolldiers
this well
go
has probably
friggin' ham,
dedicated
man, the way they
an ungodly
move.
amount of hours to the art of trolldier, which is a very, very noble feat. These guys tend to roam maps like Hightower, which is pretty much trolldier heaven, along with some others like Upward and Badwater, which have these massive skyboxes, allowing them to
you really gotta look up.
Jumps. There are some pretty big counters to trolldier though, especially when it comes to one of our previous friends we talked about.
Yeah.
Mini sentry thing. But in all honesty,
or just regular
subclass
sentry thing.
most countered by a player's own skill level. Trolldier illustrates
Yeah.
the insane
Look
level
up.
of depth and complexity that subclasses are capable of having. And I truly have nothing
Dude,
but
he did
respect
that in
for
a
those who
small
have managed to
room.
master this mechanic. Godspeed, you crazy bastards.
Oh, there's still a lot more.
I think subclasses are a
There's
pretty genius
a
addition to the
battle
game.
medic,
Allowing
a
classes the
battle
flexibility to change
sniper.
their playstyle is undoubtedly a good thing, and it's
Range
probably
heavy
had a
right
part
there.
in what has kept TF2 so fresh after 15 years. And look, yeah, I know I didn't cover them all. I can already hear the Pyro Shark and Battle Medic
Pyro
coalition
Shark,
riding
Battle
outside
Medic,
my
yeah.
window as we speak, but the very nature
Pyro
of
Shark is very
subclasses
niche
means
because
there's
you
going
can
to
only
be a
exist
lot
on a
of them.
few
If
maps.
you change around your weapons and the playstyle of a class to a significant enough degree, you can pretty much make a subclass out of anything.
No,
Like, what
that's
if I
not
want
the
to
same thing,
exclusively
dude.
play heavy on 2 Fort for 2 rounds at exactly 8:03 PM with my socks off after drinking half a glass of water and going for a 200-meter sprint? Can that be considered a subclass?
No,
well,
dude, no.
probably not, but you get what I'm saying. There's a lot of blurred
Yeah,
lines
but
around
no,
this area,
it has
and I
to do
think
with
it's worth
the
having more
weapons,
of a
dude.
discussion here. But am I going to do that now? Nah.
Okay, Gun Spy Unleashed. Okay, might have to look at that one. Okay, that was interesting. All right, but yeah, some of those aren't subclasses. Pybro is not exactly a subclass. It's just a playstyle. Subclass means you basically, I know it's like it's changing the loadout so that you basically have to play a different way. Same thing with like Fat Scout. You know, you're basically not using your minigun. You're just running around with your shotgun. You're a lot tankier than a scout, but you're more mobile than a regular heavy. So this allows you to, you know, kind of do a little bit of ambushing. So it's a significant difference because you're focusing on a different weapon. Pyro Shark, I guess you could say, but it's very niche because it only be in maps where there's water. So and yeah, you've also got the assault sniper who uses the you got the SMG sniper who basically tries to be like a skinny heavy, and you've got Battle Medic, which focuses on his primary weapon rather than using his metagun. So it's simply you're focusing on a completely different weapon. But things like Pybro and what was the other one he did that wasn't really a subclass. Let me have a look here. Well, there's Pybro. I know. Okay, you know, I'm not, oh yeah, hoovy. Yeah, so hoovy and Pyro aren't exactly subclasses because it doesn't really change. That's just a matter of personal choice as opposed to focusing on specific weapons. Anyway, yeah, that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, so that was interesting. So, yeah, El Maxo, boom, subscription from me. Recommend you guys click on the link to the original down in the description. Like the original video and sub to him. Don't forget to subscribe to me before you go, guys. Help this channel grow back to where we were. We're moving along slowly but surely. We're doing it, guys. And I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for helping me out, helping us to rebuild. And I really appreciate it, guys. So I will see you guys next time, and don't forget to tune in every day for new content, and of course more stuff for the month of Rick May. Of course, check out my game channel for Rick May. TF2 gameplays in the description. I'll see you guys next time. Tune in every day for new content. Bye bye.